Hi Grade 8! I'm Teacher Joshua, your mathematics learning guide here at DepEd TV. Have you tried looking for something but not sure where to look at? Do you have a technique on locating a place or an object? Join me in new chapters of learning that would help us be critical and logical thinkers. We will see that some great ideas actually came from simple ones. Make sure that you have your self-learning module, paper and pen with you, and let's get started. Do you know this fruit? This fruit is known for having lots of eyes. Yes, this is a pineapple. Do you still remember the alamat ng pinya? Ang alamat ng pinya tells us a story of a girl named Tina who keeps on asking her mother where are the things she is looking for. Her mother tells her to keep looking carefully and she will definitely see it. Then Tina's mother wished that her daughter would have a lot of eyes to be able to find things. One day, her daughter is nowhere to be found, and instead, she discovered this new and strange fruit at their backyard that seems to have a lot of eyes. That strange fruit is believed to be pina, that eventually became piña. Can you imagine? If Pina knew where exactly to check, will she still have a hard time locating things? Compared to being given a vague direction like there, or diyan, doon, or dito in Filipino, it would be of great help if we are given the exact location. There was a French mathematician, René Descartes, who needed to stay at bed most of the time because of his health condition. Seeing a fly at the ceiling, he wondered how to best describe its location. He thought that he could use the corner of the ceiling as a reference point. Do you now have an idea how he would locate the fly? On a piece of paper, draw the ceiling as a rectangle. Take the bottom left corner as your reference point. The location of the fly can be specified by measuring how far you need to go in the horizontal direction and how far you need to go in the vertical direction. This pair of numbers is now the coordinates of the fly. Brilliant, right? Every point on the ceiling has a unique pair of coordinates, and every pair of coordinates locates a unique point on the ceiling. Imagine when allowing to extend the reference lines infinitely on both directions. Using the negative real numbers to label, we will now have an infinite plane, but we'll still be able to locate all of the points. Did you know that his somehow simple idea actually made a link between algebra and geometry? Geometric shapes could now be described algebraically by the coordinates of the points that make up that shape. The idea of the ceiling having a reference point extended to infinite reference lines is what became the rectangular coordinate system. And sometimes, we call it the Cartesian plane after the mathematician Descartes. This is used to visualize or graph a relation. It is a grid system like a map, except that it is formed by two axes drawn perpendicular to each other. These are the extended number lines used as the reference lines. The horizontal axis is called the x-axis, while the vertical axis is called the y-axis. The point of intersection of this axis is called the origin. At the origin, the value of x and y are both 0. Looking at the x-axis, starting from the origin or 0, moving to the right, the number increases going to positive infinity. And starting from the origin, moving to the left, decreases the number going to negative infinity. How about the y-axis? Starting from the origin, moving upwards, the number increases. And moving downwards from the origin or 0, the number decreases. We need to know both the x value and the y value, or the coordinates, to locate a point. We write x and y coordinates of a point in a parenthesis to indicate an ordered pair. The first value of the ordered pair is the x coordinate, or abscissa, while the second value is the y coordinate, or ordinate. Given an ordered pair, we locate the point in the rectangular coordinate system, which we usually pertain to plotting points. To plot a point, start at the origin, which is at 0, 0. The x-coordinate tells us how many units to move horizontally. A positive x-coordinate means move to the right, and a negative x-coordinate means move to the left. The y-coordinate tells us how many units to move vertically. Upward for positive y-coordinate and downward for a negative y-coordinate. Are you ready to plot some points? Let us take some examples. Plot the point A corresponding to the ordered pair 2, 5. Note that we name a point using a capital letter, and the phrase, the point corresponding to the ordered pair 2, 5, is often abbreviated as the point 2, 5. So, the coordinates of the point are given by the ordered pair 2, 5. Let us first analyze the coordinates. The x value is a positive 2. This means that from the origin, the point is located 2 units to the right. Next, we are given a y value of positive 5. This informs us that the point can be located 5 units upward. Starting from the origin, we locate 2 units to the right, then 5 units upward. Then there is point A. Next, let's plot the point B corresponding to the ordered pair negative 2, positive 5. The x value is negative 2. This means that from the origin, the point is located 2 units to the left. Next, we are given a y value of positive 5. This informs us that the point can be located 5 units upward. Starting from the origin, we locate 2 units to the left, then 5 units upward. Then there is point B. Did you notice that even if point A and point B are both 2 units in the x-coordinate and 5 units in the y-coordinate, they are at different locations? Why do you think so? Their x-coordinate are of different signs. Point A has positive 2, which means to the right of the origin, while point B has negative 2, which is to the left of the origin. So as always, we have to keep in mind to watch out and be careful with the signs. Let us have another example. Plot the point C corresponding to the ordered pair 2, negative 5. The x value is positive 2, so from the origin, the point is located 2 units to the right. The y value is negative 5. This means we have 5 units downward. Starting from the origin, we locate 2 units to the right, then 5 units downward. We now identified point C. Next, plot the point D corresponding to the ordered pair negative 2, negative 5. The x value is negative 2, so from the origin, the point is located 2 units to the left. The y value is negative 5. This means we have 5 units downward. Again, starting from the origin, we locate 2 units to the left, then 5 units downward. And that's how we identify point D. Before we proceed to more plotting of points, let's take a look at the points that we located. Did you observe anything? Even if they are all 2 units horizontally and 5 units vertically from the origin, they are still located in different parts of the rectangular coordinate system. The x and y axis divided the plane into 4 parts, which are called quadrants. We have quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. Observe that quadrant 1 is where the point with both positive x and y coordinates will be. We have here point A with coordinates positive 2, positive 5. A point with a negative x coordinate and a positive y coordinate will be at quadrant 2. We can see that point B here with coordinates negative 2, positive 5. Quadrant 3 is where the point with both negative x and y coordinates will be. We have here point B with coordinates negative 2, negative 5. Lastly, points with positive x coordinate and negative y coordinate will be at quadrant 4. Point C with coordinates positive 2, negative 5 is at quadrant 4. How about the points E at 0, 3 and F at 3, 0? Let's try to plot them one by one. For point E, a 0x coordinate means that from the origin, there is no need to move to the left nor to the right. But since the y coordinate is positive 3, we still locate 3 units upward. So locate point E. From the origin, no need to move left or right. But we have 3 units upward. Which quadrant is point E located? It is not in a quadrant, but between quadrant 1 and quadrant 2. Or more specifically, it is on the y-axis. Lastly, for point F at 3, 0, from the origin we have 3 units to the right, but a 0 y coordinate means that we do not move upward nor downward. So point F from the origin moves 3 units to the right, then no need to move upward nor downward. Now, on what quadrant is point F located? It is also not in any quadrant, but this time, point F is on the x-axis. Let's explore more examples. Plot the point in the rectangular coordinate system and identify on which quadrant or axis the point lies. Let's have point G with the coordinates 0, 1. We have no horizontal distance from the x-axis, but still have 1 unit upward. So here is point G. It's on the y-axis. Next, point H at the coordinates 2, 1. This is 2 units to the right and 1 unit upward. This is point H, and it is in quadrant 1. Next, we have point I with the coordinates 5, 0. It means that we have 5 units to the right, then no movement upward nor downward. So here is point I on the x-axis. Next item, point J is at negative 4, positive 2. This means that we have 4 units to the left, then 2 units upward. So here we have point J, and it is in quadrant 2. Then we have point K with the coordinates negative 2, negative 3. To plot this, we have 2 units to the left, then 3 units downward. This is point K and it is in quadrant 3. Last is point L with the coordinates positive 4 and negative 4. So we will have 4 units to the right, then 4 units downward. So here is point L, and it is in quadrant 4. Now you know the way around the rectangular coordinate system. So what if we are given a plotted point and asked to name the point's ordered pair? Remember that the first value that we write is the x coordinate, or the horizontal distance of the point from the origin. The vertical distance will give us the y coordinate. Let's try some examples. Refer to the Cartesian plane or the rectangular coordinate system to find the coordinates of the given points. For point M, the x-coordinate is -1, while the y-coordinate is +3. Therefore, point M is -1, +3. Next, point A has the coordinates -1, -2. Next is point P. If you notice, the point is 2 units to the right of the origin and 4 units downward. So the coordinates of point P is +2, -4. Then we have point H. Point H is 3 units to the right and 2 units upward from the origin. So the coordinates of point H is +3, +2. Next, we have point S. What did you notice with this point? The x-coordinate is 0 since there are no movements to the left or to the right of the Cartesian plane. But we move the point 4 units upward. Therefore, point S has the coordinates 0, +4. Last, point Y is 5 units to the left of the origin and did not move up or downward. So point Y is -5, 0. We were able to plot points and identify the ordered pairs for a specific point. That is with the help of the rectangular coordinate system. Let's summarize today's lesson. The rectangular coordinate system or Cartesian plane is a grid system like a map, except that it is formed by 2 axes drawn perpendicular to each other. The 2 axes are x-axis, which is the horizontal number line. The other one is the y-axis, which is the vertical number line. Their intersection is called the origin, where the value of x and y are both 0. The coordinates of a point is formed by an ordered pair written as xy. The x value is called the abscissa, and the y value is called the ordinate. This rectangular coordinate system is divided into quadrants. Quadrant 1, Quadrant 2, Quadrant 3, and Quadrant 4. Now that we have finished the lesson, it is time to test your knowledge and see what you have learned. Make sure that you have your paper and pen with you. I will give you 5 seconds to answer each item and write the letter that corresponds to the correct answer. Number 1, the point +9, -1 is an example of A. Labels, B. Numbers, C. Fractions, or D. Ordered pair. The answer is D. Ordered pair. Number 2. The point -7, -5 is located in which quadrant? A. Quadrant 1, B. Quadrant 2, C. Quadrant 3, or D. Quadrant 4. The answer is C, quadrant 3, because both coordinates are negative. Next question. What do you call the horizontal number line in the Cartesian plane? A, x-axis, B, y-axis, C, the origin, or D, quadrant? The correct answer is letter A, x-axis. Last item, when plotting the point -8, +1, which describes the movement along the x and the y-axis in the correct order. A, 8 units right, then 1 unit up. B, 8 units down, then 1 unit left. C, 8 units to the left, then 1 unit up. Or D, 8 units up, then 1 unit to the right. The answer is letter C, 8 units to the left because it is negative, then 1 unit up because it is positive. How was that exercises for your mind? Keep in mind everything that we learned today because all of this will be useful in our next lessons. Keep on practicing so you would be ready for more applications of these lessons. Then you will find that they are actually fun and easy. You can also visit the DepEd TV official YouTube channel to watch and review our episodes and lessons. Remember that math is everywhere. We may not see it right away, but when we try to look and observe more into something, we're definitely applying math on it. Have fun, enjoy, and appreciate your surroundings as we continue to being a more critical, logical, and responsible thinker. Again, this is Teacher Joshua, and join me next time for a more math-terrific learning. Because here at DepEd TV, we will never let your learning hindered by anything.